Hello, ladies. Welcome to the Empowered Nurturers Essential Summit. I'm your host, Regena, and today we have a very special session with a really special guest. We have, as a family and relationship coach, Louise transforms lives one by one, empowering women to heal their relationships, letting go of the pain and hurt to enjoy love, peace, and fulfillment in their lives. Having healed a lifelong destructive relationship with her mother totally alone, which also impacted greatly on her eldest daughter, she now enjoys a very loving relationship with both of these special people in her life, without having a single conversation with the person who is hurting them. Louise helps women in their lives to free themselves with a clear heart. Her mission is to touch the hearts of women worldwide, spreading the message that change in relationship starts on the inside and letting go of the pain and the hurt. Louise, thank you so much for being here. Welcome.
Thank you. It's a huge honor to be with you tonight, and I'm very happy to share some things and to learn about you as well. So thank you very much.
Thank you. So, Louise, fill us in a little bit more about how you got started on your journey as a coach and in this area, and how did the relationship with your mom actually got you even more interested in doing the work you do?
Yeah, it's been quite a journey. It really has, and it does bring it home again, because I live in Dubai. I've been here 14 years now, and my mum and dad live in the UK, and they're coming out on Tuesday for a 2-week holiday. So it's and this to some friends is nothing short of a miracle still even today, because of the history that we've had in the family. So I've always had a terrible relationship with my mum, right from an early teenager, battled and fought, and I was no angel. I was not an easy child by any stretch, and I'm sure I caused her a lot of grief. But our relationship really deteriorated over the years, and came to a point where I was visiting mum and dad in the UK. I was with my husband, and I just asked mum to draw the line. I said, can we just draw the line? I can't take any more of this, and I'm going to accept you as you are, mum, if you accept me, and let's put it all behind us. And she said, no. She said, I am not going to change, and I don't love you.
Wow.
So it was pretty harsh to be told that was the reality. But it was actually something I needed to hear. I really needed to hear it. So we left straight away, got on the flight back to Dubai. Now, this is something that I feel everybody should do, is make a decision. Because when we don't make a decision, we're left with confusion. So what I did, I had a 6.5-hour flight, and I decided either have nothing more to do with my parents or I was going to change. And once I made that decision, when the wheels touched the ground in Dubai, decision was made, and I was sticking to it because I couldn't cope with the toing and froing. What was I going to do? I had no idea how I was going to do it at that moment in time, but I said, no, it doesn't help having nothing more to do with them. And that's for you ladies. If you don't speak to your mum for the next 10 years, the emotions are still as raw as if they were yesterday. So quite often it is not the answer just to have nothing more to do with anybody, because it really does still affect you. So I had no idea what I was going to do. But to cut a long story short, I asked for help. And that was the hardest and the greatest thing I've ever done in my life, because I couldn't do it alone. I tried for 35 years to try and make this work, try and say the right thing, take the right gift, etc., and nothing worked. So by asking for help, I was given guidance. I went through a lot of work on myself, a big journey, very painful. I had to expose a lot of feelings I didn't like about myself, because remember, if your own mother doesn't love you, you do actually feel really quite small. I was very well, I was actually worthless and totally useless, is how I felt. So through all this transformation, this personal transformation that took time, it was astounding. I then invited mum and dad, who I hadn't spoken to come and stay with us in Dubai. And it was an exam. And mum at the time was still her nosy little way. She saw on my iPad that I've written to my friend, mum and dad are coming to stay. This is my big exam. So mum comes down the stairs. So I'm an exam then, am I? And the greatest thing to this day is it doesn't affect me. No one can affect me at all. I am so empowered that I do not allow anything into me. So we had a fantastic 2 weeks because nothing affected me. Mum said her stuff. I didn't react. It just went over my head. Because I didn't react, she stopped reacting back. So it changed the whole relationship. So then I was invited to be a coach myself. So I trained as a coach. I did some NLP. I became a theta healer, and I'm halfway through a hypnotherapy degree as well. So I've kind of kept up a lot of professional stuff to go with my personal background. And, mum and I, we've got on better and better as each year's gone by. We went on holiday together this year. They're coming to Dubai, as I said, on Tuesday, and we're on holiday again next year. So it has been a huge turnaround. Now, my dream for every lady who really wants, who reaches out and wants some help and some peace in their life, is every lady, every woman is able to stand by their mother's grave with a completely clear and open heart. And that's what we want for everybody. It's not about building relationships with others. It's about building that relationship with you. Because if you cannot love yourself or don't even know yourself, the first step is to know who you are, trust who you are, and then you can really love that person inside of you, and you can then give that love. So it really does start with self-love. And I had no self-love for me. I really didn't like the person I was. But the beauty is we can all change, we can find out who we are. So that is my message to everyone, is we can all do this. I'm nothing special. Nothing special. No, every single person can do this. You just got to have the tools and ask for help. And it's hugely courageous to ask for help. I was brought up that it was a real weakness. You shouldn't get on with it. But actually, asking for help is a courageous step because it's not easy.
Yeah. No, that's powerful, Louise. Ladies, one thing I want you to take from that is whatever's going on with you, if you feel the discomfort of any relationship that you're with or even with yourself, make a decision. Make a decision today to do something about it because it's not going to go away. Thank you again, Louise. Now, what I note is that when we ladies nurturers in general in our relationships, even on the job, sometimes we overpromise or simply take on too much. How do you think this came about? Like maybe from a relationship with our mother, or how in general have we decided basically to operate like this?
A lot of our behavioral patterns and our perspective on how we see situations and, our parents, our teachers, our friends, etc., start in childhood under the age of 7. They then get, carried on through life and impounded into our subconscious mind. So they become part of us. So for me, the way my mother is very much a martyr. And we would all have, for instance, as a good example this, we would all have steak as a special dinner, but Mum would have sausages. Mm-hmm. Now, the message she was getting to us is, I want you all to have the best in life and it doesn't really matter about me. The message I took on as a child is mothers don't matter.
Mm.
And I began to put me at the bottom of the pile. Now, my mum did not go out of her way to make me have that message. That was the perspective I took on as a child.
Wow.
So as I grew up, I always put myself last. And what happens to so many women today is, you know, we lose our identity. We become Mrs. what have you. What does your husband do? No, not who you are, you know, and then you become so-and-so's mother, Charlotte's mother. And at the end of the day, who am I? So many women I speak to, they don't even know what they like. You know, they really don't. And this was me. I can distinctly remember I did a big thing on empty nest syndrome because my children are 26, 25 and 23 now. So they're long gone and they're all working. Wonderful. When my youngest left home, I really did not know what to cook. I didn't even know what I liked. I couldn't believe I was stood in the supermarket. No idea. My husband eats anything. He's easy. But I'd even lost that. You know, I'd lost who I was, totally who I was. So to build that up again, I started with a really good analogy. And it's the simple one that when you fly, because I fly a lot backwards and forwards to the UK, is if there's a problem on the plane and the oxygen masks come down, we're always instructed to put the oxygen masks on us first and children second. Because we as women, if we feel good inside, everybody benefits. So if you're feeling the slightest bit of guilt out there, ladies, and putting yourself first, trust me, everyone will benefit. You will become a better mum. You will become a better wife, a better friend, a better daughter. If you look after you, if you put your needs first, take 30 minutes every single day on your calendar, you are the number one person, and do something for you and tell yourself, this is for me. Whether it's simply sitting down and enjoying a cup of tea in peace, whether it's going for a walk, reading a book, doing a piece of sewing, gardening, it doesn't matter what it is. That isn't the point. It's you're doing it for you. You are valuing yourself. When you feel better inside, you then become this better person on the outside. So it's absolutely critical, ladies, that this is the first thing that you start to do. And you do it guilt-free because you're helping others. You're going to make people around you, their life is going to become better.
Yes, I truly believe that. Because I can see myself in what you're saying right now. So yeah, so setting aside some time for yourself daily is totally important. Another thing that I see is even in times of, let's say, personal or family crisis, the person who is the caregiver, either the mother or you're taking care of somebody else, you absolutely lose yourself. How can you honor yourself at a time like this?
At a time in a crisis, you mean? There's some
Yes.
things, something really needs all your attention.
Yes.
Yeah, this has actually happened to me several times. I've had two of my husband's mother and sister were in hospital in serious car accidents last year. So, you know, to put me, you mean by putting me first in a crisis like that? I think it's, again, remembering that I'm not any use to anybody if I'm not feeling good. It really, you know, I'm not going to be able to help anybody. I'm not going to have the energy. I'm not going to have the mindset, the strength of mind to help in this situation. So I think it comes right back to then of nurturing ourselves, you know, so that we can and we are able to cope when we are presented with challenges, because challenges are going to come all the time. They really are. So it isn't putting ourselves first selfishly. It's putting ourselves first in a selfless way. So that we are then able to give more.
Wow.
Because we have more energy. Yeah, because we feel better about ourselves. And if you meet people who are really happy on the inside, they just exude that happiness. They're not worried about whatever else anyone's got in life or doing in life. They are just so comfortable to be themselves in that present moment. And if you can be that person in any sort of crisis, you will help everybody you come across, including yourself.
So I know you do some powerful work with mother-daughter relationships. Can you tell us a little bit about that and how the process is if someone was to work with you during that?
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. The very first bit of all the work is mindset. So before we can do anything, we really need to feel better within ourselves. Mm-hmm. So we do a lot of work in the first few weeks on purely mindset. So getting the person to be able to focus naturally on the positives in life and not always go in on the negatives, and to take the focus off the mother. This has got nothing to do with the mother and everything to do with them, because a lot of it is she won't do this, she. We come right away from that, totally away from that. So when we start feeling better about ourselves, we can then start accepting the situation, slowly, little by little, and not trying to change everything, because we can't change anything in life. So it's that realization that nothing is going to change. I am the one who's changing. There's no conversation, which is what people absolutely love, because they don't have to confront their mother, because it doesn't work. The mum says black and you say white. So, we're just into the loggerheads of the argument again. So when we start feeling better and can accept the situation, we then go through, there's different modalities, and I do different things with different people. Okay. So we'll go through writing a letter to the mother, getting everything out. It's very important that we get all the negativity out. We go right back to childhood. I do a lot of work in the relaxed state, so we get into the subconscious mind and we get everything out. I'm very much somebody, we don't suppress any negativity. We get it out and we leave it out. It's on paper. It's with me in the room, it's on Skype. It doesn't matter where it is. I don't care where it is, but it is not inside you. It's a bit like peeling back an onion. We get really to that core where that started. And for everybody, it starts under the age of 7. But we can't consciously think about what happened then. So we need to be in a relaxed state. And then when we've got rid of all this anger and resentment and et cetera, we then go through a process of giving a new perspective to the situations that were most significant in our lives. We can't change the past, of course not, but what we can do is see it in a different light. And that was absolutely profound for me, and it is for all of my clients. It's the most profound bit where we actually change, and we're able now because we're more accepting. We're getting ready for the forgiveness now. So we're able to recreate the meaning that we give these horrible situations that we've had in our lives. And when we're at this stage, we then truly understand that forgiveness is for us. And we benefit hugely, because one of the greatest things, ladies, and you may well be feeling this right now, whether it's with a mother, father, or somebody in your life who's hurting you, you want revenge. You want that person to pay. And I did, very much so. My mother hurt me for 35 years. She was going to pay. I don't treat my children the way I've been treated. I wanted her to suffer. I really did. I couldn't let go of it. I just couldn't let go of it. But stage by stage, trust me, you can. Not on day one, no. It takes time. It takes effort. But it's the most amazing, liberating feeling ever when you come to that forgiveness, because it's for you, it's for your mother, your father, whoever's hurting you. And when you get to that stage, no one can touch you. No one. You become so empowered. And the other thing is to really hold on to, you don't need to know why all this stuff happened. I don't know so much stuff. I don't know why my mum did this, because how does it help? Okay, she did all this because of A, B, C, D, and E, and her mum and her ancestor and la-di-da-di-da. We can go down that route, but it doesn't help me move forward. And that's the whole point. I want to get on with my life now. Some people say, well, don't you think you've wasted 35 years of your life? And to be fair, no, I do not for 1 second, because of my work now. And that's why I'm so driven to help people now, because I understand pain. I understand the deepest hurt. And because I've been in that place, I can empathize and take people forward. And it is a process. It's one so worth doing, because you only do it once and then you live life. I don't revisit any of that stuff anymore because you know what? It's actually quite boring to go over all the the stuff again. Seriously, it is. But I don't have any necessity, and it is so liberating.
Ooh, that just you saying that is liberating. So, ladies, take Louise's advice. Actually, as soon as you are off this interview today, get yourself a pen, a paper, and start writing. And I myself know the power of working with a coach. So if you feel Louise is somebody who can help you with that, by all means, she'll tell you how to get in touch with her, and the link for her information would be on this page. I really, really know the value of working with a coach and getting out of my head and actually putting it out on paper. So Louise, thanks again for that. So other than what you've just said, what is one or two daily actions that would empower nurturers and women who are introverts to actually step into their own personal power today? What do you suggest?
I think I like to keep everything very simple, and I'm a very practical person. So I do a lot of small steps that the ladies I work with do every day. Okay. And a great one to stop us trying to expect from others, because we always have an expectation. Mm-hmm. And when we expect from other people, we get very disappointed. And I live my life expecting my mum to behave in a certain way. Why didn't she ask me how I was on the phone? Why didn't she do this? Why didn't she do that? The whole thing's full of expectations. Mm-hmm. And then I'm disappointed with her, and then I'm disappointed with myself because the plan I had didn't work. So it's all a snowball thing. So to really help you stop expecting from others, you can do something called a daily success ritual. And this means doing something for others without expectation in a really small way. And you start off really small. So it's just smiling at a stranger. Very simple. Now, you'll expect probably that stranger to smile back, and they don't smile back. Note how you feel. Do you feel rejected? Do you feel hurt? Yes, it may only be for a few moments because you carry on with your day, but it's really important because that's how important expectations are to you. This is the message. This is how you're living. So note it. It might be that you compliment somebody, a work colleague that you wouldn't normally do. So you're pushing yourself out of your comfort zone and you say, your hair looks really nice this morning, and they look the other way. How do you feel? Because remember, you're giving because you can, not because you want an expectation or you want them to say something nice to you. No, you are giving because you can. And it's a fantastic thing to build upon. And I've got lots and lots and lots and lots of stories from what women have done in Dubai. And these other simple things like picking up rubbish from the street, because you don't know who's going to benefit from that. That's the whole point. You're not seeking their praise. You're doing it because you can. And then, you know, this is on a very small basis, but this is where we start. Because it's hopeless to say to you, well, just don't expect anything back from your mother. Don't expect her to ask how you are on the call. Because my mother still now, she doesn't ask how I am. But it's Mum. Yeah, it's fine. I haven't got a problem with it. So, yeah, really start that today. Doing things for others without expectation. It's powerful stuff, powerful stuff. Simple. Always remember, ladies, simple is the best. We overcomplicate life beyond measure. Keep it simple.
Excellent. Now, we are almost ending the end of this interview, Louise, but I know you have something really special for the ladies. So, Could you share that with them, please?
I have a little free PDF booklet called Relationship Breakthrough, and it's got 5 powerful exercises in the book that you can start doing today to really help you to move forwards. Take your time, just do 1 exercise a day, and it will really help you to evaluate where you are and to come away from looking at that person who's hurting you and really start focusing on changing you, because you're the only person you can change.
Absolutely. Wow, thank you so much. I know you also have, in addition to your website and information there, you have a really powerful group on Facebook. Would you mind sharing that? Because I'm sure the ladies can benefit from that as I have. I really enjoy being in that group.
I absolutely love my Facebook group. It grew from about 50 members at the end of February this year, and I think there's about 1,100 people
Wow.
in the group now. Fabulous ladies with all sorts of things. You know, women. When women come together, we are so powerful. We are wired in a certain way. You know, we are not like the guys. They are wired in a different way. So it's a really special group. It's a very safe group. I turn a lot of people away. And I think this week, it's been a peculiar week. I've had a lot of guys in the group and weird female profiles. I think I've turned over 40 people away. Just we've not even ended the week. So I'm very specific who we have in there because I want to keep it safe. You know, it's and people do really open up. They really do. We've had some powerful stuff going on in there. So we're all about sharing. We're all about collaboration. We're all about, you know, lifting people up. So it's a wonderful group. It's called Let's Talk Relationships and Life. And I would love you to come and join. You know, have a look, follow the post, see what you think. I'm always open to people private messaging me if you're not comfortable to put yourself out there at first. And I will Skype anybody. I'm here to serve. I'm here to help. It isn't about signing up for some coaching program with Louise. No, I don't work like that. I'm here to help you. And I help people on all different capacities, whether it's just in the group with a post, whether it's a private message, whether it's a Skype call, whether it's coaching one-on-one with me. I help people in lots of different ways because people need different things, you know. Yes. So I'd love you to come and join me. That would be wonderful.
Thank you. Thank you again so much for pouring into this group and for helping me with getting out there. I totally appreciate you, Louise. And again, if I don't see you in Dubai, I'll see you in the group. I'll see you in the group. And ladies, thank you so much for joining us on the Empowered Nurturers Essential Summit. I really felt that this was an essential summit to put on where ladies who are nurturers can gather. And I want you to know this. It is time to take care of you. So with that, thank you again, and I'll see you on the next interview. Have a good day.